Hello, welcome to this beautiful European travel van. We're going to get into the tour in just a minute, but I just wanted to say, firstly, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We've just recently hit a huge milestone, and we're looking to get 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Hi, I'm Tyson. That's me. This channel is mostly a travel vlog page to show our friends and family some amazing adventures, and you fellow adventurers as well. Hopefully we can inspire you to go out there and see the world, because there's so many amazing things to see. For the most part of the last 5 years, my wife Rosa and myself and our 2 dogs, Dixie and Lola, have spent large chunks of time traveling full-time in our van all across North America. From coastal Labrador to Newfoundland, all the way down to the beautiful beaches of Baja, Mexico. This chapter of the trip is my first ever solo adventure. I have rented this van and I took it across Europe to see the beautiful village that my ancestors, my great-great-grandfather, came from in Silesian, Germany, which is now Poland. There might be a vlog coming to the channel. This isn't it. This is the van tour. It was a very emotional vlog though, and I'm not sure quite how comfortable I feel at this point sharing that, so we'll see. You never know. I picked up the van in Milan because that was the cheapest flight I could find into all of Europe. It also worked out for the better because I was able to do a one-way pickup and drop off in a different country. So I picked it up in Milan. I drove through Venice. I got to boondock there, check it out at night. I went to Vienna. I boondocked outside of Auschwitz, and then I spent most of my time driving through the Owl Mountains in Poland, which is the area that my ancestors come from. And now I am in Germany, in Frankfurt, where my drop-off point is, and I'm dropping this beautiful piece of equipment off tomorrow, unfortunately. But let's get into the tour. The audio I recorded for this part really sucked, so I'm just going to voice it over here. You can see the van ran on diesel. There is a exhaust vent for the Truma, which is the furnace and the water heater. There's also a little port there for the cassette toilet. Super easy to take out at campgrounds or public toilets and empty. I personally only had to empty it twice. At both times we're at a RV park, which have these stations where you can conveniently dump them and rinse them out. Down here there's a drain for the gray water. Super easy. You just open it up, let it rip. Again, I only had to empty that twice on the 2-week trip. There's a plug-in for electricity for when you want to charge your batteries if you're sitting still. I mostly boondocked and relied on charging the battery through driving. Coming around back, there's a locked inlet for your fresh water, and that fresh water tank was huge. Opening up the back here, you can see it opens right up to the bed, as well as some garage space underneath. Having the doors open when you're sleeping is amazing. You can, jump on your bed, and you can just hang out with the door open, and it's really fun. There's also a access cabinet to the propane tank. You also have your freshwater hose in there and your electrical cable for plugging in. My reservation came with a full propane tank. I had to switch over the one that was hooked up when I picked it up. It was only about like a quarter full. And the bed in the back has slats in the middle so you can lift them up and store your bike. I had this lovely set of table and chairs under there that was given as one of the packages I added on for my rental. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Probably just like how neat it is and how really kind of nice it is. There's a light there, which is cool. It's really neat because you can use the light at night. Oh hey, come on in. Sorry, I didn't know I was expecting guests. Sorry, I didn't make the bed. Okay, so this is the kitchen. It's amazing. It's got everything you need. There's a little 2-burner stove. There is a sink with water, which is amazing. and really kind of nice. The water heater, it takes about a half hour to kick in and get you running hot, but there's lots of storage here for all of the plates and groceries and whatever you might need. Way more stuff than one person has, so it's just been great for me. There's just so much room. I can put different things in different cupboards. It's great. Also in the kitchen here, there's the light switches. This one's for the bathroom. This one's for the rest of the house. But there's also pot lighting here that's all touch activated. It's really handy. You want a light on? You slap it. And then you got your plug in. What's that? What's the European plug? As well as the 12-volt like cigarette lighter plug. I almost forgot to mention this, and this is really gonna get you because it really got me. There's another big cupboard here. Look at that. You got the fridge right there, and you got me in the cupboard, and it's got this bar. And you can if you're fancy and you hang your clothes, you can just hang them right on here. Okay, and I just want to say sorry if I get a little goofy. It's just how I found that I'm more comfortable doing this. So deal with it. The fridge is very large. There's a little freezer, but the fridge ran off the batteries for about 35 hours. Thanks for checking out the kitchen. Now, if you're like me and you like cooking a good meal, you're gonna need a place to eat it. Welcome to the dining room. Not just a dining room, but also an office. And you can sit here if you're driving, but not while you're driving. That's not how cruise control works. You got this big, beautiful bay window, so you can really see everything. Up top, you have a library for your books and more storage. This is where I've been keeping my clothes and some other stuff. Then, you got more slab lights. Hey, you see that subscribe button? Why don't you slap it like a light? And that like button over there, why don't you just give it a little slap? If you're like me, you like having friends. That's why there's room for not one, not two, not three, but 4 people. So you can have 3 friends here. Now I'm only assuming that you can flip this around, so I've never tried it because I haven't had 3 friends in here yet, but I'm gonna try it right now. Oh yeah, baby. The old van life vlog, junk shuffle. This is lemonade, by the way. Got secret stuff you want to hide? There's even a thing under here that you can hide stuff. Me, I've been keeping my water under there while they're not in the fridge, and I've been rotating them. Up above the captain's chairs, above the cockpit, there is storage to keep stuff. I've been stuffing the window blinds up there, and I've also been keeping things like this bag and my hat and my water bottle somewhere. Above the dinette, we have this lovely skylight, which closes and opens. There's also a screen so the bugs don't get in, and a blackout shade for when you're trying to sleep in. Now you've seen the first 4 seats. It's time to show you the 5th seat. Remember that light switch I showed you before? Now this room also doubles as a change room, which I'm gonna do because it's a little hot. Now that's what I'm talking about. T-shirts, am I right? Speaking of getting hot, if you ever get hot, you can just pop this window open. Now the cassette toilet's something that's new to me, but it's pretty cool because there's a gauge there, and that slowly turns red as it gets fuller and fuller. I've only had to empty this twice in the last 2 weeks. Want privacy in the bathroom? Close the door. Now you're in here with me. I know that this room looks pretty big. It probably looks twice as big because of this full-length mirror. Half-length mirror. Now the bathroom has lots of storage for all your stuff. There's also a big cupboard here, and then a little like V-out shelf. The sink's not very big, but it's effective. This whole one-piece fit is actually really nice. As you can see, there's 2 drains to help you kind of if you're not level or whatever, which is really nice. But there's lots of room to have a shower, which I have had plenty in here. That's it for the bathroom. Now let me take you back and show you where your wildest dreams are dreams. The bedroom. So, coming in here, you got a couple of hooks, which have been really helpful for hanging up my pants. Above here, there's a little nook, which also has a USB cable plug-in, which has been really handy, especially with this really long cord, because this thing reaches all around the whole van in case you need it. That USB plug runs off the house batteries, and I've only once had it where it ran out, and that's just because I was sitting for too long and I was driving the next day anyways, and the battery charged by the time I got to the next destination. Also included in this model is a ladder. I don't know why I would need a ladder, but it's there. This bed's really big. Like, I'm 6'2", and I could lay down in it. I could fit. And my feet are like right here. Now while you could lay like that, I've been opting to lay diagonal like this, because then you got so much room. And when you're laying diagonally like this, you got a really handy foot pedal for the lights. If you're like me, it's not about these lights. It's about the slap lights. And then over here, you got another little flap for a plug. Honestly, for my first 6 days in here, I thought that these were just these that they hadn't installed. And I thought that they were just like blank plates. But it turns out there's a lot of ways to power your devices. Oh hey, do you remember when I was talking about having friends over? Well, wait till I show you this next part. It's gonna blow your mind. It's sleeping with friends. Now I know when I showed you the bedroom, you were probably thinking, what is this interesting type of wainscoting or something? It must be some kind of decoration. It's not. This rail is for a bunk bed. That's right, bunk bed. More room for activities. This unit didn't come with it, I think because in my booking I just said I was one person. But you could sleep 4 people in here. That's 3 friends. If you're like me, then you're probably really warm right now. So you should open another sunroom. Oh! Want to sleep in? If you're anything like my mother-in-law, then you want to open up a second window to get that nice cross breeze. They tighten them. No bugs getting in here. Most times, if you have a big empty space in the back of your van and you're doing a build or something, you call that big empty space a garage. And now, guess what? You can access the garage of this van from under the bed. Alright, so as you can see here, we've put the van into garage mode. So there's you can lift these slats up. These are like IKEA slats for the beds. but they also give whatever's under there some air to breathe. And then in there we got a bucket full of stuff that they gave me to use. Also, over here, I'm not really sure. Oh, the fresh water tank. I think I can open it here. Wow. I haven't had to fill this thing up once. I filled it up in Milan, and it's still like half full. And I've been showering. I promise. Over here, on this side, oh, the battery equipment and chargers and stuff. That's cool. That'll keep you warm at night. I think I saw another thing back here. Let's see what's under there. Oh, the fresh water tank still. And above the door, the control for the furnace, water heater. I've used a Truma before. This is a different interface from what I'm used to. This is in the newer model of this van. There is basically 5 options. There's off, there's summer hot water, winter hot water, 40 and 60 degrees. There is heat, and there is heat and water. And then this also rotates for intensity of airflow. Then you have the control panel. From here you can monitor how much juice your battery's got, how much juice your car battery has, how much room is left in the fresh water tank, which is half, and I've been using it for 2 weeks, so that's cool. A lot of water, that's key, very important. I was drinking it the first day, and then the second day I realized there was black specks in it, and that's not good. So I switched to bottled water. There's also a button for the water pump, and this, which I don't know what it does. It brings out the sun. And then you got a nice little, another 5V 2.1A right there. So that pretty much concludes the tour. I think I got everything. I think so. I didn't go over the specs, the details of like the actual vehicle. It's very premium feeling, very comfortable to drive, a little bumpy, a little fat on the turns, but that's, you're driving a bigger van. I didn't feel too uncomfortable driving down any of the side roads, the European like backcountry roads, but that's just because I'm a comfortable driver. Driving on the Autobahn was a really interesting experience with like no speed limits. I wasn't cranking this thing. I didn't open it up by any means. I got her up to 120, which was pretty intense. But driving on the Autobahn felt really comfortable because everyone had this spatial awareness, where driving on the 401 back home through Toronto, it's chaos. But here, it's like there's 3 lanes and you're driving up to someone and then someone's about to pass you, and you know how you always have to like slam on the brakes and wait for them to pass? Well, that didn't happen here because everyone had that spatial awareness. So if you were coming up on someone and someone was coming up on you, they would anticipate that you're going to change lanes, and they would change lanes anyway. It was great. I've never felt more comfortable on a high-speed highway before than the Autobahn in Germany. Now let's get into the specs of the motorhome and then the cost breakdown a little bit after. It seats 4, it sleeps 4. The name of this model is Nomad. This is the 2020 version from Indie Campers. Now they're a company that has pickup and drop-off locations all over Europe from what I've seen. I think in America too. I haven't looked too much into it because I haven't needed it, and I was more focused on this trip. But let's get into it here. So, seats 4, sleeps 4, toilet, hot shower, heater. It's manual transmission, which I haven't driven a manual in like 15 years, but it was like riding a bike. A little awkward getting out of the parking lot, but the fridge is 21 gallons. The total van size is 5.5 to 6 meters long. There's a gas stove. There is a water tank. So the clean fresh water is 32 gallons, which is, I think, double what our van was, which is sweet. Yeah, like I said, I'm not even halfway through it. The gray water tank is 24 gallons, which I have had to empty. I had to empty it once. and then I just emptied it today because I'm returning it tomorrow. There's a kitchen kit that came with it, so it was fully equipped with plates, bowls, forks, knives. There was a coffee maker, which I didn't know before I bought instant coffee. Don't hate me for that. It's not that bad. And all the cookware I need, which I cooked a lot of meals in here to save money because I was spending a decent amount of money on this rental. The company do advertise as pet friendly, so you can bring pets. You do have to pay for an extra cleaning package, which I added on a package that gave me that anyways, so I can return it in whatever condition I want. Supposedly, I'm still gonna tidy it up, but I did have a little extras tagged on to the costs, which I will break that down for you
in the next video.
As far as the battery capacity, I'm not sure. I think there's 2 batteries, but it has managed to run the fridge the whole time. I asked the guy at the pickup location. He said the fridge will run about 35 hours, and that's kind of what I noticed to be the case. My first 4 days were just straight driving anyways, and then I haven't sat still for one day until today. I woke up south of Frankfurt and I drove 30 kilometers to here, and now I'm just getting ready. Another day, another shirt. So I was editing the video last night, and I ended up realizing that I was taking way too long with the van tour. It would have been way too long of a video to include the cost breakdown, so I'm going to include that in another video. I'll try to have that out relatively soon. Sorry about that, just didn't want to make it too drawn out. Again, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell to notify yourself whenever we post a new video, so as soon as we get that cost breakdown, you'll be the first one there. If you could also thumbs up the video if you liked it. Sorry I got a little goofy there, but that's just how I'm comfortable. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Hey, do you see that subscribe button? Why don't you slap it like a like? And that like button over there, why don't you just give it a little slap?